To be somehow now. We are live. Ciao Matteo, bonjour, ça va?
Hey Mirko, salut. How are you
Salut.
doing?
It's correct. My man, my French skills got worse and worse and worse. I was used to be able to partially be decent at it, at speaking French, but right now I got super worse, so my bad.
Okay, so we need to practice for sure together.
Yeah, I have to. Ça va, bientôt. Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Good
the
to have
basic.
you. How's it going? In Montreal, right?
Yeah, exactly. So everything is going well in Montreal. The weather is pretty sunny today. It's around maybe 25 degrees. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect weather. And let's say gaming industry is still, let's say, like uh, really strong in Montreal. So we are one of the first most important hub. So definitely, let's say like cool to be here in Montreal.
Brilliant. Guys, from the chat, if there is somebody from Canada or Montreal, please drop you where you're based. If you're not there, drop it anywhere. Like I don't mind. So right now I'm in Milan, but I will be moving to Barcelona again next week, where I will be hopefully stay there for a while. But let's see. You never know how life turns out. And Matteo, thanks a lot for being with us. I know we have a lot of stuff to do, so we may jump on it directly. For those who don't know, Matteo is an amazing recruiter from Behavior Interactive. The guys behind Dead by Daylight. I would say maybe it's the most famous
Exactly.
game that you made. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, so I can maybe briefly, let's say, like explain.
Yes.
So yeah, so basically, so hey guys, so my name is Matteo. So I'm a French recruiter. Yesterday I became a Canadian citizen, so I'm a French and Canadian at the same time. But Behavior is like a gaming studio. It's been over 30 years we exist, and yes, our most famous IP is Dead by Daylight. But we are developer and publisher, so we have like a lot of, let's say, projects ongoing.
Cool. And I see from your post that you're hiring, which is good, right? Because not a lot of game companies can say the same, which is super nice.
Yeah, exactly. So more and more, so we have openings in different, let's say, like disciplines, programming, art, animation, producing. So pretty exciting to see, let's say, like the next week, and for sure. So we have like a lot of project ongoing. Some project we are still developing. So it's time to join us, everyone.
So, chat, you listening? Feel free to send your CV directly to the career page. But today we are here for you. So let's get started. I collected 3 CVs in advance,
Okay.
but if we will manage to take a look at more, please feel free to drop your CV either on LinkedIn or on Playhire, on Discord, wherever you want, guys. You have my links. Actually, let me quickly and briefly put my LinkedIn here. We are a bit freestyling in terms of the platform because I'm using a new streaming tool that is quite good, but I still need to figure out the details. So we're gonna freestyle a little, but I guess we can get started if you want, Matteo.
Let's do it.
Let's go. So I will be sharing my screen and we can take it from there. First one is friend that I met at Gamescom, so we can go with that. There we go. Can you see?
I can't see for now here the resume.
All right, and what am I sharing? Yeah. Okay. If I do that, what happens? Can you see right now? Full
Yes,
screen?
I can see like the Morian resume.
Okay, yes. All right, let's get chat. Please let me know if you are struggling to see the info. I know, guys, let's ignore the personal data. Let's start with this. So, Moriam, producer from Paris. So, his French would be better than mine for sure, I guess. Feel free to take a very general overview and share what you think about it, and then I will also share my thoughts. But you
Okay.
may go first if you want.
Can you just maybe go to the top of the resume?
Yes.
Oh,
The name
interesting.
is your name, title.
Maybe yeah, I can start for sure, Mirko. So basically, I think like the structure is interesting. It's like pretty good. So we can see, let's say, like the main contact info. Maybe something you can add, Marianne, if you want. Let's say to work maybe in France, or maybe you're open to work for, let's say, like another country. Please
Mm.
feel free, let's say, like to add it. I think it could be useful for sure. They want maybe to hire internationally. About the
I
intro,
saw it.
yeah.
He had it here in the about. I'm open to look. Yeah, maybe having it here would be even faster to detect.
Exactly. Maybe let's say like a small, let's say like an icon with, let's say open to relocate, for example, could be interesting. But otherwise, we have like the main info, let's say like the years of experience. So like his key strengths. So that's pretty good. And about experience, I would say like a lot of data. Yeah. So production hours, 85%. Yeah, so basically, I think we have like a lot of, let's say, details. We have like a structure with, let's say, some keywords, producing, product management. Maybe something I will encourage you to add is what kind of games you mentioned, PC and console. Maybe, let's say, you want to explain, let's say, is it like a triple A game, like a double A game? Could be maybe something interesting to add, but otherwise, it's like a really good resume. Good job, Marian.
Yeah, I like it. So on my hand, I like the structure. It's very achievements oriented, which is something that I really enjoy because
Definitely.
it's quite clear. See like 3 years of experience in games, open to relocation and languages here. I will definitely add languages instead of having them here. Usually CVs have a dedicated like section with languages. I like the way, it's quite clear, easy to navigate because there are bullet points, it's well formatted. PC and console, Unreal. Um, that's
I
quite
don't think it's,
nice. I don't know if probably I will reshape just a little to add skills because is missing hard and soft skills that you can of course grasp from the description of the experience, which is very detailed and nice. Probably I will redefine a little the ways structure just to add skills here
mhm.
right after the intro, which is quite good. In the skills, you can always do bullet points and put the softwares, the hard skills that and some soft skills as well. It's quite nice. But I really like the way he described the experience because it's very data and achievements oriented. So
Definitely.
it's quite good. Yeah, you touched a good point, which is like giving a little bit more info about the game, right? Because, for example, if you are hiring for Dead by Daylight, you most likely want somebody that's experienced with these kind of games, right? Pretty much.
Exactly. Maybe let's say something with live games or something related to AAA games could be, let's say, interesting. Maybe
Yeah,
something interesting maybe to add at the same time. Let's say during like for each experience, maybe just one sentence to list, let's say, tools, technology, let's say you use. You have, let's say, like a lot of, let's say, key points, like really, let's say, like a good bullet points. But I would say maybe just a line saying tools and mention some tools you
yeah,
have been used for, let's say, like the last year. So that would be, let's say, definitely like a plus, a nice to have.
I agree. Oops, but here is the Oli.
It's
I
okay.
messed
It's like
this up.
the fun of the live show. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. No, because if you click, I guess it opens the game. I see the Arial here and Unity, so there is the tech stack, which is nice, but perhaps having it a bit more navigable would be great. But overall, it's a very good CV. Like it's well formatted, it's one pager, easy to navigate. The only thing I would probably change are the languages and skills, but the rest it's super nice. So
Definitely.
GG Morian, it's quite good. All right, now I got Critic, my friend Critic. I bet you are here in the chat. Let me actually double check because today I don't have the second screen, so I don't see what happens in the chat. Let me open it from my mobile. But yeah, this is Critic CV. Cut me if you can. Okay, here like the games. Nice. Do you want to have like a very general overview? What do you think, Matteo?
Yeah, so maybe let's say, Ketrick, so you talk about, let's say, you introduce yourself, it's cool, key skills programs. I think it's interesting, but I would maybe list differently. Let's say to structure, let's say like your skills, soft skills or hard skills. Could be, let's say, definitely, let's say, more valuable. About, let's say, your professional experience. So I see you are a software developer. Same stuff I will add at the end of each experience, like a line mentioning, let's say, like the tools you have been used, or you use during all like your experience. Really something cool you did is like put in bold, let's say, key information, definitely more visible when we have, let's say, 1 minute to take a look about like a resume, so we can definitely see like the keywords. So definitely, let's say, like interesting, and good job for that. uh,
Yes, I agree.
I
Here
think
are the
what,
projects.
yeah, so definitely, let's say, like the first part is really, let's say, like well structured. I would say like the second two, it's really important to mention like the project. Something, once again, I didn't see in the first page is there. Do we have like a portfolio link, or maybe like?
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so overall, like the structure is good. So we have like a key, let's say, like details. Yeah, that's okay. So a portfolio, that's pretty cool. Definitely, like
Yeah,
visually.
I like the portfolio.
So good job for your portfolio too. Definitely, like we can see like everything. It's easy, let's say, like to navigate.
Mhm.
Contact me. Yep.
That's
So
very nice. Portfolio is great. Resume, contact info, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Very good. I like it. I like it. Okay, there is just one thing that I would probably add: game development as to producer, experience in agile teams. Okay.
maybe in the
Uh, yes,
title.
I, I'm a fan of having intros that are a bit more personal.
Okay.
So I like that you are, putting Unity and C sharp and what's your strong skill set. But in this section, you can also add something a bit unique and also add some achievements. So, for example, here I see many games, like you did game jams, project, boom, 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 plenty of them. So, in your case, would be good to basically say game developer that shipped more than 7 titles or 7 indie games or whatever they are. So you have an immediate achievement that you can share with the recruiter or the person that is going to look at your CV. This is might be, can be quite useful to have an immediate impact of your experience. And the second thing I would probably try to integrate from a professional experience, I saw that basically your last employment was an internship in 2023, which is fine. But I will probably add a section on what you did from this time to today. And what I would probably, the way I will frame it is like freelancing. Because I will probably try to ask myself, what did you do during these 2 years? I see if I scroll down many game jams and projects, the way I will frame it is like having a freelancing thing And during this freelance, you can put like personal development, game jams projects, and blah blah blah. But I will add information about your recent activities.
Exactly. So I would say it's important to be, let's say, updated, to see what's going on, let's say, for you. Let's say if we see it's been like 2 years, you have nothing. I mean, on the resume. So we have like some question for you, for sure. So definitely, yeah, you can add something about maybe professional, let's say, personal project, and you can mention your project and go back to the next page if you want, let's say, more details. That would be,
Yeah,
let's say, like an opportunity, let's say, to um, let's say direct people on like the second page. But yes, I definitely agree with you, Mirko. And something else I will add is maybe for like the title of your resume. So you mentioned game producer, if I remember. Yeah. So maybe I will start to say something with software developer too, because you have experience.
mm-hmm.
So I think it's something important, let's say, like to mention. Could be, let's say, useful, and maybe it could lead you like to opportunities too.
I agree. Yes, yes, because you have your experience is all like mostly revolving into software engineering. One thing that I may try to recommend as well is to pursuing technical producer roles, which from a recruiter perspective, I can tell you are not that easy to fill. Like there are not many technical producers or technology producers. This kind of stuff it's quite hard to find. Like producers with a strong coding background, companies do need that often. So if you're a software developer, could be a good transition to production to be something in between, which is a technical producer. And same applies to designers, because I've seen many software engineers transitioning to design, and sometimes they want to be immediately combat designers or I don't know narrative designers or 3Cs. But an easier way to transition would be by being a technical designer. So I figure like a role which is a little bit in between, but you can leverage your technical expertise, which is quite rare to find. So that could be a trick, but not related to your resume. It's more related to like um, job hunting, in games. But overall, it's a very strong CV as well. I really like it. It's strongly achievement oriented as well. I can see a lot of keywords, which is nice. So overall, pretty nice, man. I like it. Good. Again, from two series that we saw, there are no Google Doc or like kind of easy like words or formats for the CV. Another thing that I always recommend, if you are not sure about how to grasp your CV, I always recommend to use Google Doc because it's the easiest kind of CV you can possibly make, but it's clear and quite fast to navigate. So in this case, we have a different version, but just for you to know, Google Doc will do the job. Now, I have Dante, which put the CV on the event. So let's take a quick look at him. Dante Rossi Gomez, game designer, ArtStation portfolio. So let's quite quickly open it. Can you see Matteo?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm reading to education, work experience. Okay. Um, let's say overall, I think you need to structure, let's say, like your resume. Let's say you lack, let's say, a bit of like structure. We really want, let's say, like to see like a structure, well structured, let's say, resume. So maybe first you can just start, let's say, with, let's say, at the top, with your first name, last name, let's say like your email address, your LinkedIn profile, portfolio profile on the same line, to put in a paragraph. It's maybe like too much. It's not really, let's say, easy to read. So let's say if a recruiter or a hiring manager doesn't have time to spend a lot of time on a resume, maybe it will skip you. It's
Yeah.
tough, but that would be, let's say, like a possibility. So that's why you need, let's say, like to well structure, let's say, like your resume. So that will be, let's say, the first point first about like your introduction. That's interesting. So I mean, the content is good, but once again, it's based on the structure. So you could, let's say, be more visible. It could, let's say, like attract like the it could capture, let's say, like the attention of the recruiter or hiring manager. But you mentioned skills, tools. That's definitely, let's say, like interesting, and that's the things we want to see in a resume, keywords. So good job, like to mentioning that about education. So yeah, so I mean, let's say it works. So we understand, let's say, like you what you did, work experience, and same maybe a recommendation than the previous, let's say, resume. If you can use, let's say, like bullet point to structure, let's say, like your experience, definitely like a nice to have, and to finish every experience mentioning the tools, technology, or even methodology you use during your experience. So that would
Yes.
be the main key points I would say to work on your resume first.
I agree 1000%. Overall, I feel like you need to restructure a little the way the CV looks like. First thing first, the easiest way to describe yourself, the about me is the only section where you can go with a paragraph, like the previous ones. You can see, for example, this one. You see, this is the paragraph, which is super nice. Here you can do the same. It's fine. But first, I don't understand why there is a white space here. You can start writing here. It's super okay. The about me, it's okay. It's not clear. So when I look for candidates, but even like in life in general, I am a big fan of simplicity, clarity, and brevity. Meaning, the more a thing, which can be your resume, it's easy to understand, it's easy to read, the better it is. So imagine that I don't know you and I am reading game designer graduating from this school with 500 hours of experience in game creation. So first off, the average way of expressing your experience is by years of experience. Is the most common way, right? When you see a job description, they always, describe the profile with programmer or designer with 3 years of experience, 5 years of experience, 10 years of experience. So we usually use years instead of hours. I don't know how many years of experience are 500 hours. So this is the first thing that I will change. Again, game creation. What does it really mean? You made game in your room, it's not clear. And again, I developed various game projects. Which kind of game projects? Award winning ones. Which kind of game you made won an award? Like it's very general, but it's not easy for me to understand what you did. And if we compare, producer with 9 years of experience, leading cross-functional team. Morian, by the way, if you're still with us, I will change this because there are like high pressure things, not super, sometimes can be misunderstood from studios. But, agile development, pipeline organization, creative leadership, and I'm open to relocation. This one is super easy to understand. Here, I'm having like difficulties. Skills. Good to put the skills below here, but I will 100% use bullet points. This is extremely important. So I will maybe use hard skills and soft skills, or have skills but having them with bullet points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah 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 blah. So skills using bullet points. Education. Unless you're a fresh grad, which you're almost 2024, I always recommend putting the education below your work experience. So your work experience should be here, and education should be here. Why? because usually when recruiters evaluate candidates, the first thing they look at is your professional experience, because what you did in the past is one of the most common predictors of your ability to perform in the role. If you did combat design for 10 years on open world games and I'm looking at open world combat designer, most likely you might be a good candidate. That's why, recruiters and hiring managers usually start looking at work experience first. So that's why it should be one of the first things that I can grasp. But the part, like, an exception can be done if you don't have any work experience. So of course you want to showcase your education first, but you have some experience, so I will put this on top. And secondly, I will 100% use bullet points. Here we don't see any bullet point. And again, it's a bit, I'm struggling to understand what you did, right? Because you were doing a training, which is fine, monitoring team, but like, what did you do here? Like combat, 3Cs, game design, right? So narrative, dialogues, missions, camera systems. What did you do here? It's not clear. And again, no, here it's clear. I can understand, but again, I would use bullet points. Relevant projects, okay. And now, so overall, I would definitely reevaluate the old CV. And a quick tip: English is English in Spanish or Portuguese, maybe. I would recommend putting English and Spanish to describe your languages, because the whole CV is in English. So overall, I will restructure it a little from scratch, if I have to be honest. Using Google Doc, using bullet points, about me, skills, bullet points, tools can be integrated, work experience on top, and education below. A lot of stuff in the portfolio, which is nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's visual. So we have like a lot of details. I'm just curious, maybe on the right side, if you click on show more, Mirko, under Lenda de Gaia, yeah, you have like a line show more to see, let's say like the
Here, yes.
okay,
Main
so we have
concept.
exactly like the same stuff. So basically it's like a little bit, let's say, like generalist. So I understand, let's say, you can be scared, afraid, let's say, if you are too, let's say, precise, accurate, let's say it would be maybe some studio wouldn't be interested like, to take a look because they are looking for someone maybe more generous. No, I think it's good, let's say, like to find like the balance to give, let's say, more details, because your resume it will be read by like professional, let's say, people they know the gaming industry, they have experience in this discipline or another one, so you can, let's say, go deep. It's okay, Dante. You can, let's say, share more details. It's definitely like a plus.
I agree, and I see a lot of games, like a lot, which is good. So, what? Sorry, yeah, go ahead, Matteo. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt.
I think I just want to mention, let's say, yes, so you have like a lot of, let's say, project, maybe a bit too much. I will say, I will explain
Yeah,
why. The
exactly.
reason is it's always like the same. So we want, let's say, like to have time to read, to understand, and maybe you have like a particular, let's say, art direction. Maybe you want to show, let's say, to showcase something specific. So we need, let's say, to see on 1, 2, 3 details. One, let's say, maybe you want to focus, let's say, on Unreal. Maybe you want to focus on mobile games. Maybe you want to focus on, let's say, like a combat design, just to give you like some ideas. I recommend, let's say, to have a portfolio with something between, let's say, 6 projects to 10, maybe 12 maximum. but
Yes.
not too long. And you should, let's say, follow maybe an idea, a direction. Let's say you want to show your experience with Unreal. You want to show, let's say, your experience with realistic games. Really, we need to understand, let's say, your portfolio. What's the purpose of the portfolio? Not, okay, you put all, let's say, your project. No, the meaning of having a portfolio is, okay, I want to showcase my skills on about what. And as soon as you answer this question, you will be able to organize correctly your portfolio.
Yeah, I agree. Portfolios as well should be tailored, meaning that it depends on what you want to show. Like here, I can see so many different games, so many different art styles, like a lot of stuff, which is nice, but you are not showcasing your experience toward any specific genre or um, like position. So I can even consider you. Are you a concept artist? Are you a designer? Are you a music? Are you like what are you? It's very hard for me to understand who you are and what's your number one talent. So, for example, if I'm hiring a gameplay programmer or a gameplay designer or I don't know whatever, I'm looking for somebody that is very good at that very often. Unless you're going for a super small indie team, which may be the case. In that case, doing a little bit of everything is appreciated. Usually companies are looking for specific skills. So what I will change is reshaping a little bit of everything, both the CV and the portfolio, um, highlighting what's the genre, so which kind of games do you think are the best out of those, and your number one skill, and try to build your portfolio and CV around that. And here, instead of saying, for example, 500 hours in game creation, write game designer with 9 titles shipped or 9 indie games developed. It's way easier to understand. So I feel like you're missing a bit of clarity, and that's what I would recommend you, right? So trying to understand what you want to communicate and rebuild CVM portfolio accordingly. Okay, but overall I see a lot of potential, man. You did a lot of stuff and you're super young, so congrats. That's
Definitely, congrats. You have,
yeah,
let's say, like, a lot of content, Dante. So I think you can use, let's say you work in a better, let's say, like, way. So don't give up. So you are on the right track.
absolutely, I agree. Like the stuff that you build, it's fantastic. I wouldn't change it. Great. Okay, so well done. Now I received like 20 messages, guys, which thank you. I appreciate that, but we have to go a little bit random. Otherwise, I feel like we are not gonna have time to do them all. Pom pom pom. I will go a little bit YOLO and random, picking completely random 2 other CVs. Matteo, you wanna have a small break, or can we like shotgun stuff in
We
your in the
can
screen?
we can shotgun. So I like this kind of event. So we are here like to support our community. So we
All
can
right.
shotgun if you want.
Cool, 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 cool. Guys, I can already tell you, I don't think we will be able to do more than other 3. So what I can tell is 2 things. First off, if you subscribe to my channel, I will love you. So thank you to the YouTube one. And secondly, we are gonna do, sadly, without the amazing Matteo, um, the same review, but we may do another one in the future. But in September, in 10 days, we will do another session with Veronica. She's a lead recruiter from Wargaming. So if we are not being able to do this due to the time right now, we are going to do another session later. So no worries. Now, since we have plenty of them to take a look at, let's go. I will share my screen again. There we go. It's a bit tricky, the screen sharing here.
Yeah, it's like a new.
It's a
Yeah.
new thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Akshay, can you see?
Yes.
All right. Akshay, UK, can I already say that I really like this one? But please go first.
Yeah. So overall, so we can see, let's say, like the main, let's say, like a section. We can see, let's say, like your skills, your experience. You talk about personal statement. Maybe I will change, let's say, like this title. It could be, let's say, like just about me, or just, let's say, like intro. We'll just
Yes.
give, let's say, like another name. Maybe, let's say, too generalist, but I like, let's say, like the content you talk about, let's say, your experience with triple game, VR, mobile. I can see, let's say, like a different good keywords. Maybe once again, you talk about, let's say, full character asset pipeline. It's really, let's say, related to what we are looking for. So I think it's like a good intro, like a lot of details. So it's definitely interesting. Once again, it's maybe like a detail, but just to be maybe more visible, sometimes it's cool, let's say, like to put in bold, let's say, like some keywords you really want to insist to showcase. So it could be, let's say, like an asset overall. I think we can see like a lot of details, a lot of info, really like a well structure about expense, as we mentioned too. So your last expense was 3 years ago. So what did you do since like that time? We need to know. It's important, let's say, like to understand. Something I can once again add is, after each experience, you can add, let's say, just a line and mention some tools, methodologies,
Yeah.
uh, programs. So I think it could be, let's say, like a big plus. But overall, once again, looks like pretty, let's say, good. And something I really like is education. It's at the end. So we can, let's say, take a look, really, let's say, we can take more time, spend more time to understand, let's say, your experience. And if we want to go, let's say, deeper, so we can take a look about education. So overall, I would say it's like a good resume. Um, Interesting for sure.
I agree on everything. So first off, it's a very good CV. Why? Because there are some minor tweaks. Like, yes, I agree. Change this. Put intro, about me, whatever you want. Personal statement. I don't feel like it looks like a lawyer, right? It's you're going to be judged. No, 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 it's fine. Chill. Go for about me. One thing that I always recommend in CVs in general, but especially in this section, there is a very common, let's say, habit to write these kind of sentences. For example, I'm looking to contribute to projects where visual storytelling and craft are valued, and where I can grow within a team that thrives and shared ownership and start creating the intent. Guys, please, anyone from the chat or you, Matteo, can you articulate what does it mean, this sentence? I have no idea how can I describe a game that match this. It's basically just adding information, because I understand the purpose of, I want to, try to make my, like, join a company that can value me and can, make me grow and helps me, and it's creative. But these very vague and not easy to understand sentences don't really add value, in my opinion. If you really want to type something like that, which you can just eliminate, like delete it. But if
Yeah.
you want to write something about, hey, I am a huge fan of, I don't know, stylized games. I love stylized games. I want to join games like Minecraft. I don't know, something super easy to understand and very compelling. So these sentences are called jargons, and I will remove them because they are not really bringing me value, right? So this is, I highlighted it because it's very common. Like, I saw many CVs writing this kind of stuff, which in my opinion is not really relevant. So you can literally uh, delete it. But I like the bullet points a lot. I like the way he described this. Very also keywords oriented. Maya, ZBrush, Substance, Marvelous, fantastic. This is super nice. Again, super nice here, and he also put what he did, described very clearly. What did you do? I sculpt high poly and low poly for characters and put them into the engine, Frostbite. I did 5 closing items. I built 2 stadiums. Amazing. I can immediately understand what you did. It's super clear. So I love this. This is really good. But as Matteo mentioned, there is a 3 years gap, which will make me at least try to understand more about you. Like, what did you do during these 3 years? Did you study? Did you pursue a different career? Did you freelance? Did you do other stuff? So I will add a section here. Accomplished credits, works, education. But if I have to be honest, for artists, maybe your art station, it's even more important than your resume sometimes. It's a nice gun. Okay. It's a character. I like it. I don't see anything related to FIFA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I would say, let's say, in a portfolio, sometimes for sure it's difficult to share, let's say, like some work you did, but you need, let's say, to have more, let's say, like project. We need to see, let's say, more. It's a little bit, let's say, dry, and it's sad because in your 2 projects you mentioned, so we can see, let's say, content you talk about, let's say, what you did step by step. So I think it's like the right structure to use for your portfolio. So we really encourage you, Akshay, to really add maybe more, let's say, project. And once again, on your resume, I really like, let's say, you mentioned the games, a lot of figures. So I think it's like a lot of, let's say, people miss like this part and forget this part, and you put like a lot of stuff. So well done for that.
I agree.
Really.
Yeah. Overall, very nice CV. Overall, very, very good one. Portfolio needs to be enriched, in my opinion, by far. I know that probably you have NDAs or things that you cannot disclose. This is very common, especially with AAA games. But if you can even put some personal projects at this point, like you need to add something here, man, like to let us know what you did and to enrich it a little bit. The quality is good, but I guess you need more stuff here. So work on the portfolio. That would be my take here. But overall, very nice CV.
Good job.
GG. Yes. Let me take very fast another one. Nadir. We start with the portfolio first. Okay. Nadir Latif. Hey there, welcome to my little slice of the internet pie. Okay. I like, when we say intros, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I like this kind of fun. Like this more personal. It's a bit more, unique. I like it.
Sorry, like to interrupt you, Mirko. Can you share?
I was not sharing. My bad, guys. Sorry, Matteo.
No,
Yeah, I meant this part. Hey there, welcome to my little slice of the internet pie. I really like this. It's funny. Portfolio link. Oh, wow, testimonials. Super nice.
That's definitely, let's say, like personalized, well structured. Really, it's like unique. So I think it's like a pleasure, let's say, like to read that for sure. A lot of details.
Nice. Okay, let me see if there is a like I can literally download the CV. Yes. If I do this, what happens? Okay. Can you see Matteo and chat?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Nadir, Innsbruck, Austria. I love Innsbruck. It's such a nice place, man. I'm jealous. So, Driving player, Matteo, wanna go ahead?
Yes, so intro really interesting, really good. Like a lot of, let's say, like keywords, core gameplay system, a free-to-play design,
Very
mobile
nice.
and multi-platform games. You talk about 6 years of experience plus 30 million player. I mean, definitely, let's say like a strong, let's say like beginning for sure. I really like it. About skills and tools, once again, so I think, let's say, if you can add that with bullet points, that would be, let's say, like an, let's say,
Yeah.
big plus for sure. Uh, but I really like, let's say, like you mentioned, like different, let's say, tools in different, let's say, like disciplines. So definitely interesting. And about the professional experience, once again, so you highlight, let's say, like some keywords, so it's pretty clean, so we understand, let's say, what you did, so good job on that part. Once again, I will say, once again, if you can add for every experience, let's say like the tools you used to, but overall it's like pretty strong about what I can say. I want, let's say, like to go, let's say, deeper when I read that. So
I agree. It's a very good CV, in my opinion. It's very easy to navigate. The important keywords are present: gameplay systems, free to play, multi-platform, some achievements. This is also good. What you're looking for: looking lead and senior roles in teams that want to create a multi-platform hit. Still alive, nice, stood like nice waves design, very achievements oriented, which is very good. And yeah, keywords, you see, every time he's mentioning a company or an achievement or an important keyword, is putting it, is highlighting it, which is nice. Like 80 plus rating on system and 50k units, a lot of numbers. I can immediately understand that. I like it. Same again, match 3 puzzle, 5 million downloads. Awesome. It's a nice game. So as you can see, the way he describes his experience is very, very on point. Achievements and impact oriented and well formatted. You know, it's bullet points, easy to understand. Education, awesome. And I also like the fact that he put hobbies and interests, which is the first CV that we are seeing today with hobbies. Here, I'm gonna have like a personal opinion. So please, I'm not talking as a, the mantra, but I'm a fan of having a hobby/interest section in the CV. It helped me landing my first gaming job. Why? Because in my CV, I put here Overwatch, ex Overwatch professional player and top 500 Europe, and the Tekken Tag Team Tournament 2 pro player and tournament organizer. The recruiter that was looking at my CV, he was playing Dota 2 professionally back then. So he got like curious about these experiences, and so he wanted to know more. So having your hobbies can be a way to capture the recruiter or the hiring manager interest. Maybe not, but maybe yes. So I am a fan of having your hobbies and interests, but if you describe them, they have to be very personal, very specific. Never write, I like video games, I like cooking, I like running, I like music. Okay, good. Everyone likes music. Everyone likes, to run. In this case, this is there is a lot of personality here. Like, you like board games. I'm quite proud of the collection I built over 3 years, and I'm looking out for the next game. Yeah, big Coleware fan that I don't know what it is, but I like the fact that it's very personal. It's very, you can see his personality, you can grasp it, which is very good. So, GG, it's an amazing way to describe your hobbies and interests here. It's a very good example.
something I need to mention, Mirko, if you can go back like to hobbies and interests.
Yeah.
You mentioned Shadow of the Colossus. I'm a huge fan too. I think it's one
Oh
of the
yes,
best
me
game,
too.
yeah, ever. So definitely like yeah, so strong resume, a lot of, let's say, like personal stuff. You want to read, let's say, I want to read, let's say, like your resume. I want to go deep, and let's say once again about the structure, it show, let's say, a lot of maturity. So GG.
Yes, this is just a GGUP. It's a very, very strong CV. Nice. I like it. Good job, Nadir. We can do maybe one slash two more. So I will, if you want, Matteo.
Yes, of course. Except maybe you want to, let's say, answer some questions. So,
Ah, yeah.
Mirko,
Right.
really.
Okay, guys, let's do a couple of questions. I will go random. Question. I'm a freshman. I'm not closing skills to people like here. What should... Oh, let me do if I can do this. No, too much. Or yeah, let's do this. I'm not closing skills in people to people like here. What should I develop in my skills or resume? So let's say I'm a junior, like I don't have experience. What should I do? Pretty much.
So basically, so I think something interesting that's to mention in talk about, say, your interest. Maybe you work on personal project. Maybe, let's say, you want to, let's say, find out more about mobile games, and you need, let's say, to focus on where what is the direction you want to take. So do you want, let's say, to work in a specific, let's say, studio? Maybe you want to work on a specific, let's say, team, big, small. Something interesting I'd like to mention is, once again, uh, what do you want to do? Focus on that. Be, let's say, like personal and not generalist. So I think it's something really important, let's say, like to develop in your skills or resume. Maybe you have experience with, let's say, like game jam. Maybe you, let's say, you work on, once again, personal project. You can highlight that. It's something really important, especially when you are a freshman. It's like a nice way to, let's say, highlight what you want to showcase.
I agree. In my like, if I were to be like starting out all over again, what I would do is like what I like or what I would like to do. What's the employment rate of this position? For example, what's the most requested position or position that mostly companies are looking for? Quick example: AI. A lot of studios are investing into AI specialists. Learning AI skills is a very smart move because a lot of companies are looking for AI people or people that knows how to code with AI or integrate AI workflows or tools. So don't just go with what you like. Also try to do some research on what gaming companies are looking for right now. For example, employment rates of writers or narrative designers. I'm very like apologize in advance if we have any writer or the narrative designer here, but we are in a situation where there are a lot of skilled narrative designers and writers in the industry and not so many open positions for this role. So if I need to choose a path, I will probably not pick this one, or if I do, I need to be aware that it's going to be quite hard to land a job. Vice versa, a lot of companies are looking for a technical designer and they're struggling. So I want to try to tailor my skills and my CV accordingly. So do something that you like and try to do research on something that the industry needs. This would be my piece of advice. Question. Ciao Remy. What's the importance order between LinkedIn, resume, cover letter, and portfolio?
That's like a good question to
Yes.
ask. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's say, share my personal thoughts. So I would say LinkedIn profile could be, let's say, the first one, and I'm gonna explain why. Because you can use, let's say, like the content of your LinkedIn profile for your resume. So it's definitely, let's say, something really powerful. And think about one thing, Remy. So an industry is like a group of people. So we talk about networking. So you need to be visible. LinkedIn is like maybe one of the strongest platforms for that. So to have, let's say, something visible on LinkedIn, like your LinkedIn profile, it's definitely like a big like plus. Resume too, it's really important because when you apply sometimes, so you don't have to share your LinkedIn profile, so you have to send your resume. For sure it's important, but I would say like same level for me, LinkedIn profile and resume. Cover letter, I would say it's maybe, let's say, not strong enough as before. Before it was really important. Now it's not, let's say, like a huge, let's say, element to be different than someone else, to have, let's say, something really more valuable. But it's still, let's say, like appreciated. So you can use it, but really, if you want to, let's say, personalize a maximum website per portfolio, it's like a nice to have. It's not mandatory, so it's not the most important. But once again, if you want to share something unique, definitely, let's say, like a good, let's say, like tools to use to highlight, let's say, your work, your passion, and to showcase once again. I don't know, what do you think about that, Mirko?
No, yes, I agree. So on these points, CV and LinkedIn are super important. There is an exception. I mean, I don't really like the idea of having an order of importance. Everything is important because you need to find a job. So all of this kind of stuff will help you finding a job. Now, if you tell me, Mirko, I have 1 hour per month to dedicate in building my resume, doing my LinkedIn, doing the portfolio, then okay, we will do rankings. But if you're unemployed or you're a student, you have a lot of time. So you should really try to spend time in making sure that all of these elements are good, because all of them will qualify you better for your next job. Given that, LinkedIn absolutely fundamental right now, because very often recruiters look at LinkedIn profiles. Sometimes they even reach out to candidates on LinkedIn. When I was like recruiting every day, most of the time I was interacting with people on LinkedIn, and the LinkedIn profiles was their first presentation. If I had zero information about who they were and what they did on LinkedIn, probably I wouldn't even contact them. Vice versa, very strong LinkedIn profile helps me understanding that you are a candidate for me. So LinkedIn super important, and I will never stop stressing people about how important it is to network, especially in the gaming industry, especially in 2025 where the market is super tough. Guys, you have to do it. It's mandatory. So if you have a very not curated LinkedIn profile, it will be harder for you. So LinkedIn, super important. CV, I think it's self-explanatory. Portfolio, not mandatory unless you're an artist or you are like a creative oriented professional. In that case, sometimes it's even more important your portfolio than your CV, if I have to be honest. Company like an art director, an hiring manager, they don't really care about the CV. They want, okay, show me your concepts. Are they cool and good for my company? I want to interview you. So in this case, for artists, it's a must. Website portfolio, nice to have. That's how we'll play around. We have a couple of questions. Do you have like a tight deadline, or we can
No,
cover?
we can continue. So I'm off today, so let's do it together.
I mean, maybe the whole day. Maybe, yeah, I have like an hard end at 8:15 Italy time, so we can do 10 more minutes. Let's do some questions, guys, because I believe it can be useful for a lot of people. Hey, Nathaniel, I'm about to graduate with a PhD in marketing and trying to, congrats, by the way, for the PhD, and trying to break into games, into the gaming industry. I'm often told I'm underqualified for what I want to do, but overqualified for entry level stuff. This is super common with PhDs in general, not only in games. So
Yes,
curious to hear your opinion.
I can answer. And hi, Nathaniel. So we know each other, so we have like a recruitment process at Behavior. So basically, Nathaniel, yes, about, let's say, like your experience. So yes, some studio can think, let's say, you are overqualified for entry level stuff and underqualified for, let's say, what you want to do, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. And I'm gonna explain why. Every studio has different needs. So based on that, you have to showcase once again where your strength compare what like the studio in general are looking for. Based on that, So you can see, let's say, which studio wants to hire someone like you. As soon as you have like this, let's say these responses, you can start to reach out like this studio. You can start, let's say, to connect with them, and just, let's say, to understand so why you could be, let's say, overqualified or maybe underqualified. To have like a conversation with them, just post them, for example, on LinkedIn, on their website, send like a spontaneous application. It's an opportunity to understand what are the needs of each studio. So if you want to know where you are on the market, I encourage you once again, say, to connect with studios, and basically you will understand where is, let's say, your level. But if I answer once again to your question, so it's really it's really depends about like the needs of studio. Every studio is different. But once again, so I encourage you, let's say, like to connect with studios and to understand what are their needs right now and for the future.
Yes, you covered it all. I wouldn't add anything here. So yes, pretty much. Thank you, man. All right, let's try to. By the way, I accepted, guys. Sorry if I didn't accept everybody immediately on LinkedIn. Now I try to do it. Let's speed run a couple more. A critic is a cover letter similar to a statement of purpose, which is given to universities by students for admissions.
I would say no. For me, no. Maybe, let's say, Mirko, you are more familiar with like the academic environment. Maybe you can tell me like your thoughts. I'm
Yeah.
curious.
So yes, simply said, I wouldn't say it's a statement of purpose. A cover letter, the way I imagine it, it's simply a way to better describe yourself, your ambitions, your impact first, because you need to first realize that your CV, your LinkedIn, and your cover letter, they are all marketing tools for yourself. So you're basically, they are a way to present you to a potential employer at best. So it's always about them. It's never about you. It's always trying to understand what can I say about myself that will the recruiter, the hiring manager, the company um, realize and understand how can I solve their business problems as best. Because every time a company opens a position is because they have a business related problem with that position. For example, I need a 3D artist. It means that either I don't have enough artists in my team or the current art pipeline needs to be improved. Otherwise, I will not need more artists because I could do it with my own team. So I have a business problem that I need to solve. So the artists that with their style, personality, experiences, skills can potentially solve my business problem at best will be the one that I will hire. Very easy. So companies are people that can solve their problems. And the way, so that's what the key principle that you need to have in mind when you build your CV, your portfolio, everything. With that said, in my opinion at least, with that said, a cover letter is just a way to go deeper in describing how good you are in solving the company problems. And this implies your experiences, your skills, your purpose and goals, because they are, of course, important, but also how you can help them on that regard. So it's not that much a statement of purpose, it's a way for you to go deeper. And that's why I'm not a fan of sending a cover letter every time because it takes time. Because if you send it, it needs to be personal, it needs to be tailored, and you need to spend time in adjusting it based on what they need and what they're looking for and how your experiences, go around with that. So if you send it, it has to be personal. And I recommend doing it when, for example, you know somebody in the company, so your application chances of getting an interview or reply are higher. So in that case, it can help because you're giving more information to a studio that already know you or you know somebody there, but not every time, perhaps.
And maybe if I can add about what you said, Mirko, think about let's think about what is like a cover letter. So it's really, let's say, like an extension of your own brand. So if you want to be personal, you need like a cover letter, let's say, not only to showcase, let's say, who you are, what you can do to support the studio. You have at the same time to explain. So what's the purpose of the cover letter? Why you decide, let's say, like you decided to send this cover letter? It could be, let's say, like in one or two sentences, but sometimes a cover letter well explained could, let's say, change, let's say, like the result. It's not like for everyone. Not all like the studio pay attention to the cover letter, but sometimes it could be, let's say, like a way, like a tool to differentiate two, let's say, or let's say five resume. So you can tailor once again, as Mirko said, but think about it's like your own brand, so you have to showcase to a studio what you can bring to them. Why right now?
Yes, I agree here. All right. So let's take the last one because it was related to our previous question. You mentioned AI integration in games earlier. What's the best way to find companies actively working in areas like that? Are there specific platform of or search strategies for targeting companies?
I think I have, let's say, like a quick question, a quick answer for you. Basically, so if you take a look about player, so you have like a lot of targets. So on my side, so when I work for like a behavior, so basically, so I use like the content created by Mirko for my own analysis. So
Oh,
definitely take a look. Yeah, definitely taking a look, guys, like to player, you'll be really like surprised how much, let's say, valuable info you will have. So I really encourage you, let's say, like to take a look. And once again, if you want to find like companies actively working, you can follow some people on LinkedIn too. They share, let's say, some job opening. Probably everyone you all know Amir Sadvat, and definitely a person to follow on LinkedIn. Alexander Rem too, another person to follow. But you can once again on LinkedIn find like a lot of details, but not only. You have like different platform. Take a look, let's say on Google, just like add, for example, quick keywords like current company hiring in the gaming industry. You'll find like a lot of details. So just try. If you don't try, let's say you'll be maybe a bit stuck. But I really encourage you, let's say, like to follow people on LinkedIn and play higher for sure, guys.
thanks for the shout out. Yes, I agree. On this, I have a quick research to show you that probably not many people immediately saw that it's on Player, guys, by the way. If you go, can you see? Am I streaming? Yes, I feel like sharing the screen.
We can see you right now, I guess.
Let me see. Oh my gosh, yeah, because every time I need to do this. Okay. If you go on LinkedIn Gaming Creators, I need to add you there, by the way, man. There are people that are posting job opportunities pretty much every week. And here you have a list of people to connect with on LinkedIn for you. Recruiters, designers, like leaders. We craft them some for you. So here you can find people who post jobs. In terms of AI, like how to target companies, there are many, like this will require like a lot of a structured answer. But long story short, yes, follow people that are posting jobs regularly. Boolean search is a great way to find jobs. Otherwise, you can simply type on LinkedIn AI and then type jobs as a filter. You will see how many opportunities are available. Pick the one related to your country first because it's easier for these companies to evaluate you, and then you expand. But that will be the way I will do it, pretty much. Now, I have a couple of stuff to share before we can call it a day. So first off, please subscribe to Matteo newsletter. I'm dropping the link here in the chat. I love it and I read it every time. So super useful. It shares pills of value regarding how to get hired and the recruitment world in general, and sometimes even stats. It's super nice. So it's free. Please, I recommend you doing that on my behalf. Second thing, I'm sorry that we didn't manage to do all the CVs, but we have an upcoming live somewhere here. So if you didn't have your CV reviewed, please feel free to join us next week, should be, if I'm not mistaken, with Veronica. And last thing, I am trying to, work around YouTube because I would like to reach more people as possible in terms of accessibility. And what supports this project is just a sub. So if you have 1 second to put a sub, I will appreciate it. Now, for the people who we reviewed their CVs, overall, super nice ones. We had some minor tweaks here and there, but please remember, in my opinion, the most important thing is not even your CV, it's your ability to connect with people. And by talking with people, you will discover opportunities. And this is what gives you better chances of landing a job, even more than changing your CV 15 times. So network as much as possible. It's super important. And Matteo is a huge person on that regard because he shares a lot of tips on how to do so. So again, drop him a follow on LinkedIn if if you didn't do it yet. And this was pretty much it. And Matteo, thanks a lot for being with us. You're awesome as always, really.
It's always, let's say, like a pleasure to be with you and working together, Mirko. So it was a pleasure to see, let's say, like really good resume and a lot of people, once again, interesting, like to break into the gaming industry. So once again, GG, guys.
GG. Yes, I love the quote. So have a nice day. If you are somewhere in the world where it's still like daytime, here it's 8 p.m. So I'm gonna have dinner and enjoy and see you the next time. Matteo, thanks a lot again. Hope I can come to Canada very soon. Don't know yet, but I will. It will happen one day or another.
For sure.
And yeah, have a good one. Ciao, ciao, guys. Bye
Ciao,
bye.
ciao, guys.